Hello, Red here, bringing you part 60 of the Rise of the Welsh campaign. And of course, we are still in the middle of this very annoying civil war. For, what was it again? The Electric Monarchy, and then the guy wanted Gavelkind, and you know, they're going to be trying to be reinforcing with lots of men, unfortunately. So, you know, that's always fun. And also, on the horizon, we do kind of have the Black Plague that's coming fairly quickly. As in, it's already reached Constantinople and Bulgaria, and it's ravaging, you know, it's ravaging through the Middle East and all Persia and India. And you know, these people here just really want to rebel with their 13,000 men. I mean, why is it that I never have these numbers, and the AI gets to have all the troops to play with? It's not fair. But regardless though, we still have to fight through it. So we'll continue with our battle here. We're already routing the troops. Of course, if we instantly win, we can maybe catch up to you. Arrive on the 16th, try and cut you off. Or just attack you here, to be honest. So it's like a big army smash you. And since you have 0 commanders in charge, with all your insight, and if you're trying to make this an easy war. Yep, it's going to be a fairly easy war. Hopefully. I mean, we only have so many months though before we have to actually spend our mercenaries. So let's try to kill as many as we can, actually. And we'll become temperate. Smooth and slightly malty taste, refreshing with just the right amount of bitter. These monks will certainly know the art of brewing. Do we become temperate? No. Sadly not. Oh, and you rebelled. So you rebelled against your rebellion, and now you get to rebel. Isn't that just wonderful? Regardless though, we're going to attack your army one more time. We lost our marshal, which isn't good at all. And we're going to lose... Actually, we're going to lose this battle. We may lose the battle. And we do have the numbers advantage, but... Oh, we can win. We won. I mean, mostly won. And India ravaged by plague. The plague is spread across India, from the north of River Plains to the southmost tip of Kanyakumari. Well, the people sought refuge in the temples at first, and how they too lay deserted. Only corpses bowing before the gods, bodies bloated beyond recognition, float down the Ganges. Well, that does not sound very good at all. Also, my favourite symbol of all time is now here again. Like, could you people just not rebel? I don't even have money anymore to give you. Just don't rebel, and yeah, just don't rebel. That's all I ask. And the plague is still ravaging the Byzantine Empire. Though it seems like everyone's just gonna hide away. Yeah, lots of people dying from the plague. So if we can actually end this civil war as quickly as possible, that'd actually be ideal. And we won it, but we need men or money for my husband in charge. We're only 5 months away before bankruptcy. So we may just want to actually solve the problem till 3. It's going to be costly, but we're going to have to do it. Do. Okay, just go for it. Yep, keep assaulting. We can get more money. And my husband will be pleased because I'm now pregnant. Really good to know. We actually have a line. And there we go, assault. We go attack your army again. And we looted all your provinces. I mean, most of your provinces. I just really want your money. Oh, we need to actually get more money so we can win this war. And Pope Constantine has died from the dreaded plague. Ooh. And I actually became a brilliant strategist. I'm actually leading troops here? Oh yes I am. That's actually really good. I'm just a pregnant woman who just runs around killing men. Which is actually really hilarious. But it's not hilarious as plague. Which is kind of already reached Italy. So come on, let's just win this. Or we can lose our center flank. Or we can lose this battle. Oh come on, we can do this. Oh yes, we just barely won. It's like a Pyrrhic victory. We kinda didn't win, but I guess we kinda won. And now we actually need to end this war sooner than later. So if you could possibly just stop running away and let us attack you, that'd actually be ideal. Also, you're really good. You actually made someone really like me. So let's go move our chancellor somewhere else. Probably over here. I'm doing a new marshal. I'll put you over here. Okay. Let's keep chasing the rebels. Eventually I'll have to lose, right? Or they can just gain infinitely more men. We actually running away pretty fast. Which in latent terms means we may have to actually ask for a white peace. Which is the most dreaded thing we cannot already ask. In Asia Minor, ravaged by plague. The atmosphere at the court has grown tense, as well as the plague raging in Asia Minor has reached you. To further disturb the people, the story is circulating. Survivors speak of a cursed ship carrying living corpses coming to recruit for the Captain of Death. Mythmore has lent more credibility each time a coastal city succumbs to the epidemic. Okay! Yeah, the Black Plague is nearly reached us. So if you could just end the civil war before things disastrously hit us, and please stop belling. I mean it. And the plague approaches. Mobs of new people arriving in Soria. Most of the newly arrived comers fleeing the plague that have reached Gilead had beyond the borders of a realm. Some have lost their whole families, some are trying to protect theirs, and a few travellers or merchants that have an easier time moving. All of them have seemed to have witnessed indescribable horrors. Hardly any will talk about at all. The ones that do talk warn others that the coming plague will urge them to stay inside or pack their things and flee. Heathens filth are bringing the plague here. I mean, that's one way to say it. And I have another daughter. More sons, please, before we lose and die. My composition thinks my baby is feeble. Sure, why not? Enemy matters of combat have increased. And we already, are we any good at anything? No, just a brilliant strategist. But we focus on... I really wish we can get heavy cavalry. But this is hills. He'll become a rough master of terrain expert. That seems fairly good. And we're able to beat back the rebel army once more. Luckily. And it seems as whatever treatment mirror, I don't know how to pronounce that. My position worked, it seems. My daughter's much better, it seems to be no different than any child her age. That's fairly good news. Also, please die. And capture Ned Duke. My half-sister is not my heir anymore, so we'll let her become patient. There you go. Good enough trait. And now we capture some other guy within our realm. And the other pope has died, succeeded by another pope. Also, the plague's here. So the 21st of April, 980, the plague has pretty much reached our borders. Everyone's panicked. People still want a civil war. And the Black Plague has actually lost interest here. Over in India. So it's slowly going away. But it's almost here. So I'll probably give an estimate of about 2 months before we really have to end this war. Probably. It's not ideal. So if you can actually just give up, run away, and make sure that the plague does not hit me before we can end this civil war, that would just be grand. Of course, some guy wants to become my new court chaplain. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll replace you, we'll get a new chancellor. Not a very good one, mind you. Put you there. And the plague has reached our borders in Soria. Well, at least it's not hit the capital yet. That's a plus. Also, please end this civil war. Yeah, just take gold. These don't rebel. And Persia has been ravaged by the plague. The trade routes of the east have become less travelled. As reports of the plague spread across the Persian expanses have increased in frequency. Entire villages have gone from the world as living, disregarding the wealth and good harvests the area was enjoying. The reality is stark and death continues to spread as despair paves its road. When will it end? I mean, it's not going to end for me for a while. Unfortunately. The Middle East has been ravaged by plague. An ominous shadow looms over the regions of the Middle East as the plague has left little but tragedy in its wake. The reports are scarce, but upon hearing the tales of lone refugees walking the roads, often the sole survivors of family, the hearts of many are torn as to why God would allow this to happen. That's a bit harsh. Oh, so you're really gonna run? Not anymore. Ha. Also, I really do have to be keeping track of what's happening here. It's reached Paris. We lost another pope. It's quite hilarious in itself. And we almost won the Civil War. Right in time for the plague to arrive. Yeah, it's already reached Brittany. Yeah, we're just gonna keep this map mode on before it hits us. And there we go, we won the Civil War. Okay. Yes, thank you. Go away, go jail. You'll be safe there at the very least. Stand on all the boats, all the troops. And, yeah, we're gonna wait. It's the 5th of October, and the plague has pretty much reached all of France. It's pretty much coming straight to our capital. Which is probably very terrible news. So it'd be good enough time for the Vikings to go away. But luckily it's sustained by the sea. Oh, there it is! Oh! It just doubled in speed over the Dover. So it's here, in Britain. I mean, it's not in Wales yet. Luckily. But I'm probably afraid within the next month it's going to hit the capital. It's at Oxford, right next to what I have. And you know, you can just sit in prison. You know, we're going to actually shut the gates now. Some commoners have already gathered outside as your guards start closing the gates. A decisive thump sounds as a curious chatter coming from the other side. So here it is. We have the plague. Our vassal limit's actually lower. It's actually not very ideal. So kind of actually want diplomacy up. Well, diplomacy is actually really bad. Could we pass a law? Oh no, not at all. We can lower centralization. Which could be ideal. I think we just actually might have to. Yep, lower centralization, so we'd actually don't lose people. In Africa ravaged by plague. Death is haunting the continent of Africa as the plague is spreading across the inhabitants. Blackened bodies lay rotting in the sun and the stench is unbearable. Many have fled in larger settlements, but the epidemic follows with the bodies floating within Niger. Right. At the very least, not hit the capital. Also, please let my law be passed. And we lost another pope. We lost our court chaplain. Let's get a new one. It's still not here yet. I mean, it's in St. George's Channel. But it's still not at the capital. Still not hitting Wales. Like, literally is not hitting Wales. Only Wales will survive. Book complaining about being in jail. Well, you shouldn't have rebelled. You all will die from the plague. Also, it's almost here. Ironically, it's been like 3 months since I've closed the gates. But southern Europe ravaged by the plague. Panic is rising as the plague reaps its victims across southern Europe. Peasants and nobles and elites alike have gathered in the churches to pray for mercy from the god. Even as the great Rome has been littered with corpses, many fear that the taint is sent by him as punishment for the people's sins. Also, consumptions in northern Italy. So that's good. Okay, the 30th of April. It finally arrives. And my half-sister is now torturing rats. How about you don't play with rats? I mean, you're my half-sister and I don't really like you, but don't play with the rats. I mean, you're kind of going to die. Oh look, dangerous factions are here. Yeah, go away. People actually dying a lot. But I think I'll call it a part here, so I'll see you in the next part where we deal with the Black Death that's pretty much already healed. And hopefully we'll survive it. So I'll see you then. And goodbye.